On a quiet night, when the world seemed to breathe beneath a silver moon, the forest whispered with secrets too old for words. The river shimmered like liquid starlight, winding its way through dark pines and soft moss, as if carrying forgotten stories down to the villages below. And in one such village lived a simple man, a woodcutter, whose life was as humble as the songs of birds at dawn. He was not rich, nor powerful. His days were spent gathering wood in the deep forest, his nights by the fire with only silence for company. Yet his heart, though quiet, longed for something he could not name, a warmth, a joy, perhaps even a love that would make the world glow brighter. One morning, while wandering deeper into the woods than ever before, the woodcutter stumbled upon something wondrous. Hidden in a clearing where the sunbeams danced like golden ribbons, there lay a pond so pure, so still, that it mirrored the sky itself. And as he stepped closer, he froze in awe. There, by the water's edge, were maidens, not ordinary women, but heavenly beings. Their robes shimmered like woven starlight, each fold glowing with colors not of this earth. They laughed softly, their voices like the tinkling of bells carried on the breeze. They slipped out of their celestial garments, leaving them on the grass, and stepped into the pond, where they splashed and played with the joy of children. The woodcutter's breath caught. He had never seen such beauty. Among them, one maiden shone brighter than the rest, her eyes like twin stars, her smile like the dawn breaking over mountains. She was the heavenly maiden, and in that instant, the woodcutter's heart was no longer his own. Yet a thought, dangerous and tempting, crept into his mind. Beside the pond lay the maiden's robes, the very wings that let them return to the heavens. If he took just one, the maiden would be unable to fly back. She would have to stay. She would have to live here in this world, perhaps even with him. With trembling hands, he crept forward and took the most radiant robe, hers. He hid it deep within his bundle of wood. When the maidens finished their play, they dressed in their celestial garments and rose into the air like drifting petals on the wind. All but one. The heavenly maiden searched and searched, but her robe was gone. Tears welled in her eyes as her sisters called for her, their voices fading into the heavens until she was left alone, stranded in the human world. The woodcutter stepped forward, trying to soften his guilt with kindness. "Do not cry," he said gently. "Come with me. My home is small, but I will care for you." She looked at him, frightened at first, but with nowhere else to go, she followed. And in time, something remarkable happened. Though her heart longed for the sky, she grew to find comfort in the woodcutter's quiet ways. They shared meals by the fire, laughter in the fields, and gentle words under the stars. Soon they were wed, and in time they were blessed with children, their laughter filling the once silent home with warmth and life. For a while the woodcutter's secret remained buried, and happiness bloomed like wildflowers in spring. But secrets, like rivers, have a way of rising to the surface. One day, while the woodcutter was away, the heavenly maiden was tidying the house. As she moved the bundles of wood, her hand brushed against something soft and radiant. She froze. There it was, her robe, glowing faintly as though it remembered the heavens. Her heart ached with both joy and sorrow. She had found the path home, but to leave meant leaving behind the man she had come to love and the children who carried her laughter in their eyes. Tears streamed down her face as she pressed the robe to her heart. She knew she could not stay, for she was not of this world, and the skies were calling her back. When the woodcutter returned, he found the house silent, his children crying, and the skies above streaked with light. He knew instantly what had happened. She was gone, returned to the heavens where he could not follow. But love makes mortals brave. The woodcutter sought advice from a wise old man in the village who told him of a path, a secret way to the skies, if one dared to climb it. With a heart heavy but determined, he set off, carrying with him the memory of her smile. He climbed mountains that scraped the heavens, crossed rivers that whispered warnings, and faced storms that nearly tore him apart. Finally, through perseverance and love, he reached the celestial palace, where the heavenly maiden dwelled once more. When their eyes met, her tears fell like pearls. She held him, torn between joy and sorrow, for the rules of the heavens forbade her from returning to earth. Yet she could not deny her love, and so, with the mercy of the Jade Emperor, they were allowed one gift. Once a year, on the 7th day of the 7th month, the heavenly maiden and the woodcutter could meet again, crossing the Milky Way on a bridge woven of magpies' wings. And so it is said, every year, when the summer sky is clear, lovers look upward to see two bright stars shining across the Milky Way. They are the cowherd and the weaver girl, the woodcutter and his heavenly maiden, bound by love stronger than distance, brighter than the stars themselves. The story reminds us that love is both a gift and a sacrifice. It teaches that even when life separates us from those we hold dear, love finds a way to bridge the distance. If you enjoyed this magical journey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more folk tales from around the world. And don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a story. If you could meet someone you love only once a year, would you still wait for them? Share your thoughts in the comments below.